Network Dojo.
Hi, Jeff Rensink here with Network Dojo, and we're in the third video of a series that we're calling Passing the CCIE Enterprise Wireless Lab with Network Dojo. So if you haven't seen the other parts, you might want to check those out first. But this is part of a 4-video series where we're going to talk through how the Network Dojo training system helps you and why it's so great. So previously, before this video, we've talked about how training for the CCIE is like taking a long journey, a cross-country journey, or maybe if your country's not all that big, maybe a cross-continent journey for someone like you. And our training system is meant to make that journey a lot easier and increase the odds of you actually getting to the end of that journey, being getting your CCIE. So in the first couple of videos, we talked about how the raw materials of our workbooks and our videos that we provide take you out of the sort of Oregon Trail days where you're sort of, a horse in a wagon over rough paths, not even smoothed out roads or anything like that, going over mountains and passes and rivers, to more of the modern age of roads. So you actually have a nice infrastructure to traverse from start to finish. And then the hands-on practice aspect of things using our racks is what gives you the ideal vehicle to traverse those roads. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to navigate that journey. So we've got the vehicle, we've got the roads. Now, how do we figure out how to make our way from the start to the finish? So how do you get from the start of your journey to the end? So much like a cross-country trip or a cross-continent trip, there's more than one way of getting to your destination. It's not like there's only one road or one railway or whatever it's going to be to get from the start to the end. There's lots of different sort of ways that you can make your way to that end. And honestly, studying for the CCIE is very much the same way. There's no one way that works. There's multiple ways that work. I mean, there's plenty of people that have figured out many different ways to pass the CCIE lab, but definitely some routes are going to be better than others. Some routes are going to be either faster or slower. Some routes are going to be maybe safer, potentially more riskier, or some routes are going to be easier versus some routes harder. And there's usually not one route that's the fastest, safest, and easiest all together at the same time. Oftentimes we're making kind of trade-offs between different things here. And also, people are different in their needs as well, or their goals for the journey. For some people, it's just about getting to the end as fast as humanly possible because that's the most important part. For some people, there's aspects of the journey that are more important to them. Some of them really want to dig into certain aspects of parts of it. Or some people, are just at different stages of their experience. And so some people have a lot more to learn from the start than other people who might have a lot more experience going into it. Some people learn faster than others. Some people benefit from certain things more than others. And so that's kind of why, one path isn't the right thing for every last person. While there might be one path that is very helpful for a lot of people, we want to be able to tailor the journey for everyone's needs and their goals. So how are you going to help figure out the best path for you to take in the journey here? So certain things are definitely going to be of value, right? Number one, having a detailed map of your journey. If the only map that we had was, okay, well, you're over here and you're a dot, and then the destination's way over here and there's a dot, and that's all the detail you got. Well, that's not super helpful. You might know, okay, well, I need to travel east, but that's about all I know, right? I have no idea what the path looks like from here to there. The more detail that we flesh out from your start to your finish, the easier it is to figure out, okay, well, these are the best paths to take. These are the major throughways. These are maybe some of the side roads that might lead me down, paths for certain goals, or maybe some of these roads are there, but maybe I don't want to use those types of roads. But again, a detailed map is going to be very helpful. Route options for your needs and goals. So you have this detailed map, and now advice and suggestions of, okay, here's a really good path to take for a lot of people, but maybe you want to consider this other side road over here, or this other major path down here. Helping give you recommendations on your paths. Clear directions. Once you do have a path kind of figured out, this is almost like sort of GPS navigation, where it's like, okay, well, here's the route that we want to take. We can lead you through, okay, turns coming up here, you want to go on this road, that road, clear directions to follow, so that you're not having to, keep it all on the top of your head by yourself. And then the ability to direct you for the entire journey. This is not necessarily talking about the navigation aspect, but just really the completeness of the program that you're trying to follow. The nice thing with Network Dojo is that we can give you directions the entire path, as opposed to having gaps where it's like, well, we can get you to here, from here to here, you're kind of on your own, but once you get to that point, then we can lead you to the end kind of a thing. No, we can lead you fully start to finish for most paths that you would want to follow. And the sad thing is, a lot of training companies out there maybe don't go beyond just a high-level map. You might just get the, okay, well, buy your stuff, and then sort of go through them in this order. And then that's the end of it. Well, okay, I mean, that's something, right? But it's not as helpful as really, giving you the detail map, giving you options to follow, and the reasons why you would take one path over another to figure out the best path for you and directing you along the way. So how does Network Dojo help you with this? Well, really it all revolves around a product that we have called the Learning Management System, or LMS for short. So the Learning Management System is just an online web portal, essentially, that has the tools and resources to help direct you through this journey here. It's not like we just give you the materials and say, okay, go ahead, you're on your own kind of a thing. Absolutely not. So through the LMS, it's not even just directions by itself, but it's also prepping you for the journey. And so there's materials and videos in the Learning Management System that, from the beginning, lets you know, okay, what is your journey going to look like? And what are the options that you have for the journey? And how can you best prepare for it? So before you even, start studying topic number 1 in the blueprint, whatever that topic is going to be, you've actually gone through a little bit of work to really set yourself up so that as you start your journey, you've kind of got a good idea of mind. You've got your high-level plan in mind. You've got maybe your first week or so of individual study planned out, and you kind of know sort of the best way to approach things so that you can make that journey the most fruitful and most efficient journey that you can make it. You're going to be able to then, figure out your high-level path to take. Most people have a very similar high-level path. There's a couple of options for the, the very high-level type of path that we're going to take. But then we also give you directions to come up with your own specific individualized path within that. And so a lot of people's high-level paths do tend to look fairly similar. There's only maybe a handful of reasonable high-level paths to take. But then, as you start diving down into it, okay, it's like, well, this is the high-level way to go. But your day-to-day, how long of a journey am I taking today on today's leg, and what does this entail, and how do I go through? We give you the tools to come up with that sort of day-to-day, mid-levels, low-level, detailed type plans like that. And then we get to the last one. How do you figure out, okay, what am I going to do each individual day? And so we give you the methodologies that you can use to follow if you so choose to go through that. So I mean, you can use this, you can ignore it, you can use it for inspiration, you can follow it to a T. It's flexible. It's meant to be whatever it is that you need it to be. So the LMS is included as a part of both our Platinum and Platinum Plus bundles. The idea with the Platinum and Platinum Plus bundles, this includes our entire, at least at a minimum, self-study portfolio. The Platinum Plus then also increases the amount of rack time you get, and it also includes our class on top of that. But with both of these packages, you're getting all of our workbooks, you're getting all of our videos, lots of rack time. This LMS is then included in it because the LMS kind of assumes that you're using our product portfolio for the entirety of your journey there. And then if it's recommending that you use certain things, we want to make sure that you have those things that it's recommending that you use. And the idea with our program really is everything was made to work together. It was created as a system, as a program, so that everything has a purpose and everything sort of meshes with each other there. And so it's made to, again, the LMS is made to give you that solid high-level plan. It's going to prepare you for that journey and then give you the instructions to figure out and how to tailor it to your goals. So it's not inflexible. It does have that flexibility to follow along with you being able to sort of tweak, your more mid-level, low-level type stuff there. So that's what we're going to get from a navigation perspective with the Learning Management System. So really our final question, which leads us into the final video that we'll be having out soon, is do you want a co-pilot? So that will be the topic of our final video.